voy a Fusagasuga a bailar con mi morena. Aunque me le digan figure, yo sí sé que ella está buena. El aire que respiro aquí, ay, el aire que respiro allá, ay, me traen muchos recuerdos de mi Fusagasuga.
Casona Tierra Grata. In the years 1932-1933, when the first now-concrete house appeared in Fusagasuga, which gives an imposing architecture, its European-style exterior, its interior with Belgian taps, and its Chinese masonry give a magic touch to the place and transported the visitors to days, and in which the Liberal Party returned to power after 40 years of delay. The president, Olaya Herrera, its manager and owner, remained this property as a pleasant land in honor of the population that housed it.
Una noche toda llena de perfumes, de murmullos y de músicas de alas. Una noche en que ardían en la sombra nupcial y húmeda las luciérnagas fantásticas.
Night Dream. In 1891, the most important and universal poet of Colombian letters, José Asuncio Silva from Fusagasuga, wrote his famous Night Work Tree, considered precisely as the greatest poet of Colombian literature, where we can find this word printed on the back of the Colombia 5,000 bill, in which the 5th of Coburgo, located in Fusagasuga place of colonial architecture, was the site chosen by Silva to carry out this work. Casona Quinta Balmoral. It belonged to the Argaiz family. It was built in the second half of the 19th century, where it had paintings made by a French ornamenter named Louis Ranelagh. This house was the first to have water, electricity, and telephone. Currently, it is the special archive of the mayor's office as a culture house.
Lavando la camiseta, el jabón rey, la mejor elección. Al hacer una gambeta con jabón rey siempre hay solución. No hay nada que nos detenga al ganar la Copa Mundial. Como defensa o guardameta, jabón rey es el ideal. La limpia y usa jabón rey en cualquier posición. Jabón rey está presente por tradición y en el corazón.
Ken Soap, teenager from Fusagasuga, Otoniel Rey, the famous career of Ken Soap, and was 17 years old and started working in a soap factory, where at that time a minor was not frowned upon working. In the soap factory, he acquired knowledge of chemistry and application to detergents. He had no academic training. He learned empirically. In that factory, he worked 70 hours until the prototype was produced. When the prototype was finished, he made it known to the family. The family tried canned soap and gave good results, where Colombia is loyal to the product and Otoniel Rey is a partner of the factory where he worked.
Hay en Bogotá una loquita que lleva siempre vestidos rojos. Está ya bastante arrugadita y tiene chiquiticos los ojos. La política es siempre el tema que va tratando, pues es muy roja. Para los todos es un anatema, constante y jamás les afloja. Que vivan los rojos, dice Margarita, que mueran los godos, ella siempre grita.
Things you may not know about Fusagasuga, the crazy Margarita. She was a historical figure of the city Bogotá, Colombia, who remained this city in the years 1920 to 1945. She was born in Fusagasuga, Cundinamarca, and was a teacher. She was too fanatical of the Liberal Party, and she had to flee from her hometown. After so much, her husband and son died in the middle of the violence present at the time. She liked her very well due to her way of expressing herself and her knowledge. Mysteriously, on many occasions, she anticipated, predicted events that would later happen in great detail. She was a faithful follower and friend of the General Rafael Uribe, who predicted his death, that circumstance ended up.
Es tan típica la viejita tan asiadita y tan bondadosa, que cuando entra un café Margarita, con ella todo el mundo goza. Y sus godos que ya aborrece son casi siempre sus anfitriones, pues comprenden bien que no merece hacer caso de sus opiniones. Que vivan los rojos, dice Margarita.
Una legend historian science practically witnessed the fact. When she traveled to Bogotá, it is said that on some occasion she slipped into the crowd and reached the general, with whom she managed to start a small conversation that encouraged her political leanings even more from that moment on. Many tours in high society, mainly the members of the Liberal Party, who always enjoyed his company despite knowing his mental capacity. He became friends with another famous crazy man called El Negrito Chivas, with whom he met every afternoon. With he visited the most famous coffees and discussed politics with strangers, where he lived humbly in a house of his own, where he hosted people of low social status such as bricklayers, labor, prostitutes, and lazy people, who disputed the right to always give him some element of gratitude for kindness and welcoming them despite her humble condition. She always looked clean. It is said that she always took a bath daily next to the best known water carriers in history, where Petrodian was found in the Quevedo River in Bogotá. After bathing, we would walk through the street carrying a can of bag where he always carried his property dates. At 7-8 years old, he participated even more very jovially and was almost essential in the campaign that Eduardo Santos would convert as a president of Colombia at that time. He met Lozano Villegas de Santos, the first lady of the nation, who took care of her during the last 4 years of her life. While Margarita was ill years later, in January 1942, Margarita was hospitalized and died at the age of 82. She was buried in the Central Cemetery, and for many years her grave was decorated with flowers as red and the color of her dress.
la chispa de nuevo.